So we would like to find the coordinates of the center of the circle of curvature at the point 1, -2 on the graph of this parabola. Okay, so what will be the circle of curvature here? Well, its center will be on the normal line here. And of course, this is what we have to determine, so it may not even be here, maybe much farther. And at the same time, the radius of this circle of curvature will be 1 divided by the curvature of this curve at the point 1, -2. So our main point is to go ahead and find the curvature of this parabola at the point 1, -2. So let's go for that. So remember that the curvature here is given by this rule, that is we have y double prime at the point divided by 1 plus the square of y prime, and of course we are differentiating with respect to x. And what we are going to do here is, so this is the formula for the curvature, and we know that on this part, this equation gives us y as an implicit function of x. So what we can do is that we can differentiate this equation implicitly. So we have 2y prime equals how much? 4. And that gives us y prime equals how much? That equals 4 divided by 2y. All right. And when we calculate it at 1, -2, where y is equal to -2, so rather y prime at -2 would be how much? Or at this point is going to be 4 over -4, that is 1, right? Okay, so this value is 1 here. Now let's go ahead and just calculate our y double prime here. So when we calculate the y double prime, so we got y prime equals 4 over 2y. So y double prime will be how much? Negative. We will be differentiating implicitly and also using the chain rule, because here we are differentiating with respect to x. So what we shall have here is that we shall have y prime coming in as a factor. This we differentiated with respect to y. And if we bring the value of y prime in from there, then what this is going to become is y prime is 4 over 2y. So upstairs we have 16, and downstairs what we would have? We would have 4, and then we will have a y cube here. And I'm sorry, I forgot erasing this 4. So if I calculate this y double prime at -2, I hope I'm not confusing you in this hurry typing, then what happens here is that we have a -2 here. So -2 cube is how much? That's -8. So negative would be positive. So y double prime there is going to become how much? 1 over 2. So our curvature is how much? The curvature is, or if we just go ahead and write these values down. So here I have 1 over 2, and this was how much? -1 squared to the 3 over 2. So what we got is 1 over 2, and downstairs we have 2 to the 3 over 2, which is what? Which is 2 square root of 2. So the whole thing is going to become how much? 1 over 4 square root of 2. Okay, so the curvature is this. So the radius of curvature is going to be, sorry, the radius of curvature is, or the radius of the circle of curvature, actually, of the circle of curvature is 4 square root of 2. Now what we have to do is that we have to determine the center of the circle of curvature. So let's go back to our drawing. So we have the radius of curvature as 4 square root of 2 as we just determined. So I was correct. That would be located much farther along this line. So say this is the center of the curvature and this is normal line towards the concave side. So what I have to do first is that I have to, this is one of the ways of doing that, equation of this normal line. Now if we want the equation of this normal line, let us recall that we had calculated that the y prime is -1 at this point here. So since y prime, or the slope of the tangent line, is -1 for the normal line, what the slope will be? The negative reciprocal of -1, that will be +1. So this line that we have here, it has a slope of, or the normal line that we have has a slope 1, and it passes through 1, -2. So what the equation will be, or what an equation will be rather, y plus 2 equals x minus 1, or in other words, y is x minus 3. So if the center has, say, coordinates, say the x coordinate is h, then the y coordinate would be how much? H minus 3, okay, because that lies on the normal line. Now the distance between 1, -2 and this point h minus 3, okay, is what is the radius of the circle of curvature. So we can find an equation and determine the h and the y coordinate h minus 3 that way. So we just determined that the distance between the point 1, -2 and h minus 3 is how much? 4 square root of 2. So let's form our equation, okay, and determine the value of h. So let's scroll up a little. So what does it mean is this, that h minus 1 square plus h minus 3, okay, minus -2 square, okay, which is square of the distance between these two, would be the square of 4 square root of 2. Okay, so that is 4 square root of 2 square, and that gives us, what does that give us? That gives us that, excuse me, h. So this becomes negative, negative would be positive, so that will become h minus 1 square again, and this will become how much? 32. Okay, 4 square root of 2 square. So what we get here is this, that 2 times h minus 1 quantity square is 32, and that means this is 16, and h minus 1 is going to be how much? That's going to be plus minus 4, okay, and so, sorry, h minus 1 is plus minus 4, so h is either -3 or how much, or it is going to be 5. Now, if we look at the picture that we had, here is the value x equals 5, and here is negative 3. So we obviously we can see that the x coordinate will have to be 5. So of curvature will have the x coordinate as 5 and the y coordinate as 5 minus 3. That it is 5, 2. All right. Now let's just go ahead. I mean, we are done with the question that we wanted to answer, but let's just go ahead and verify it using say MATLAB. So let's open a live script. So we have we have symbols x and y, and we are going to make an implicit plot of what? Y square minus 4 times x equals 0, and our coordinates are going to be, let's take it from negative 4 to say 10, and then we will go from 10 to 10, and then let's just say x is equal, and let me see if I get the parabola. It should. Yes, so we have the parabola here. And now what we would do is that we will just go ahead and put our circle in. And then the circle is x minus 5 is square, y minus 2 is square, and 4 square root of 2 is the radius. So square of 4 square root of 2 is 32, and we are keeping the same window. Let's see if we have right answer. Yes, we do. Let us just note that in our handwritten graph, it doesn't look like at 3. So you have to notice this, that the axes are not equal here. So my normal line is not that good. So graphically it wasn't that good, but anyways, we could have taken axis equal in here as well, but I'm overstretching it now. Okay, so hope this made the point.